Well, bros in the house.
Well,
Here we are. Let's go. Hey, Chargers Rams Battle of LA.
Woo! That's right, guys. You know, it's gonna be an interesting game. Who's all going to the actual game in the chat? And then Kyle, I guess, is gonna be giving away tickets today.
That's right.
We are totally cool with. Oh, you got the soundboard going now.
That's right.
Okay, I'll let you do the sound now. We don't have to go with the janky stuff then. That's good. I like that.
We got the real soundboard.
Yeah, we got the real
sub or something now.
Yeah. Well, guys, we got a lot we're going to get into. I know James got some slides. I'm actually going to show some videos of the last game. We're going to break down some videos. Hopefully it plays well. So please, in the chat, let us know if the video is coming through well. If it doesn't look good, if it gets choppy, let us know. I like to do film studies. As you know, I did a couple shorts, so hopefully you guys saw those. Let me know what you think about that. But a lot to get into, guys. So we ready to get into it?
Yes. Let's go.
Go Bros. Let's go.
Bros.
Here, man. You watching the Boat Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout out blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Boat Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic Supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Boat Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bullets in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
Woo! All right. I still love it, guys. What do y'all think of that, huh?
It's good.
Ooh, let's
go.
Go with an E at the end. I like it.
Let's go.
No, but we got a lot to discuss.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, though, it's fun about this week too. Is you know, and in some of the videos that we did this week, like just thinking about all the deals that Joe Hortiz did this week. Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, it was awesome. Like, I cannot think of a time in Tom Telesco's tenure with the Chargers, probably 11 years as a GM or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Way too long to be as a GM, essentially, in my opinion. That we've had a week where it's so many signings, just moving, shaking people around. I love it. Like, I love to see that. So we'll chat a little bit more about that too. And Larry, man, thanks so much, man. We love the intro too. It gives me a little bit of goosebumps when that
goosebumps. I like it.
Happens.
Get the goosebumps. Yeah.
Goosebumps.
And Gerard, that's absolutely true, man. Thanks, man, for the intro and all the love, man.
Yeah, guys, and smash that like and we'll go from there. But yeah, so you guys want to start with a video or should we go with some of our slides? What do y'all think?
Let's jump in the slides because I was already kind of chatting about Hortiz. So jump right into that real quick.
Yeah.
So let's pop off right quick on this.
Pop it off.
Pop off. So yeah, once again, Joe Hortiz. You know, he ain't sitting on his fanny doing nothing, man. You know, the whole idea is he's Batman to the Robin, essentially, during a part of the season. And then it shifts to Jim Harbaugh being Batman. And,
right.
You know, this is essentially still the start of the season. And Joe Hortiz is still out there making calls, getting people in here, you know, competitors welcome, just like Jim Harbaugh is. And it's awesome to see where you have a GM and a head coach that are the same idea. Like, yeah, let's just make sure making this team better. Let's get competitors in here. Let's go and make it happen kind of thing. And you got to love that. We got a GM that knows what the heck he's doing. And it's great to see so far.
Yeah, Kamani Vidal will probably play today as well, too. We'll probably see some Junior Coulson also. The one thing I will say, too, the one thing I did like about Joe Hortiz, he did say, I have no problems going out and getting players. I mean, this perfect example, Tierra Tart, you get him, you bring him in. Let's say he has an okay season with the Chargers, signs somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's a comp pick, guys. We could get a comp pick for him at that point. So you bring him on. He's also adding depth now, but giving us an opportunity to get a comp pick later on, right? You want as many comp picks as you can. And he knows that's an easy way of getting people and getting comp picks. So anyways, I'm thinking through the way he thinks about it. And it just makes a lot of sense. And so I think we're going to pick up people even during the season, right? So let's say we have more people go down. We'll scoop up some people as well.
100%. What
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love about it too is it seems. Oh, Kyle, you want to go ahead?
Well,
Put your
yeah, I'm
comments.
just gonna say is that, like, I mean, look, I mean, we've talked about it, but yeah, like discount Tom, like he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
All he
Coupon
ever
Tom.
did,
Yeah.
all he ever did was build through the draft, and obviously that was a failing experiment.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
Yeah, like I mean, especially because he only probably hit like good players, maybe about I would say 30% at the most. Like, and so it's like, dude, man, like you gotta go with, you know, it's kind of like when you and I we were all talking about trading cards and stuff like that. You know, you can go buy packs and buy boxes, but if there's specific players that you want, just buy that player.
Just buy
you
them.
know?
You want that Herbo rookie, dude. You want that Herbo rookie.
Herbo rookies always
You
open
just go
for
out and
sale.
get yourself a Herbo rookie instead of like, oh, I'm gonna buy a whole case and just like, you know, throw darts at a wall, you know, to hope to find that, you know. It's like, yeah,
Yep.
I don't know.
And that's the absolute truth. That's a great way to look at it, Kyle. Like it go out and just get the player you want. And it's funny when I go to card shows, I always get like the itch to be like, but what if I get a box and I get a Burrow, I get a Herbert, I get a, you know, all these 2020 type years, like players, which was a phenomenal year for trading cards.
Yeah.
But like in the end, you could basically spend that same amount of money, buy that card that you really want anyways. Like it's just interesting to see that we got a guy that's going to do that. And you could guarantee at this point, like mid-season before trade line, if say we're at a point where we're like 7-3 or whatever it is, and we could get that one guy that might be able to elevate this team even further, we might be one of those teams that is a buying based team. And finally say, hey, we're not going to get some Joe Schmo and say, hey, here's a guy that's going to really help us. We're going to get a guy that will elevate us. And that's the big thing that I think that Joe Hortiz and Jim Harbaugh has really brought this team. Elevate the team in general. Elevate the organization in general. You know, the Bolt is what some players, even the Rams players, when they did the joint practice, they were like, it looks like the Taj Mahal. Like,
incredible.
It's amazing. So this team is just elevated all throughout. And you got to love seeing that, guys. And you got to love that you got a really good staff around all this team right now. So it's awesome. Yeah. And I was going to say, one thing, do we have a nickname yet for Joe Hortiz, by the way? Because, you know, maybe it's too early to give him a nickname. I know we got the Batman Robin thing, but do we have something like, I don't know, something quirky that we could call him yet? I mean, maybe somebody in the chat knows about that. I don't know.
I've been thinking this like quite often. I mean, until we actually saw him at training camp walking around, I thought he was actually like paraplegic or something. Like, because he's always sitting down for his interviews. So I was about to call him start Professor X or something like that, you know. So
hey, dude, he's got a bald head like him.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
exactly
hey,
what I'm thinking.
Professor X, dude. I don't know. You know, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I thought he was a paraplegic, dude. He thought he was a paraplegic, dude. He roll out in a wheelchair.
Yeah,
come on now. Goodness gracious.
I mean,
Jimmy
he's always
Harbaugh
sitting down for his interviews, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Yeah. I was like, is he in a wheelchair? Is he actually Professor X?
Hey, he's got a brain. He's got a brain. So yeah.
That's right.
Mr. Clean. I like that one, Larry. Let's go. He's cleaning this organization up, dude. Let's go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. But I'm excited to see what Hortiz has done. Professor X, Mr. Clean, whatever we're calling him, you know.
Right.
But he's an absolute stud, and we love having a GM like him. Now, once again, some of the signings that we've had, and obviously we've had a couple other ones too. Shaq Quarterman as a linebacker. You know, that's an interesting one to add there too. We let go of Ben Mason.
Oh, I like this. Dr. Evil by Zach.
Dr. Evil.
Dr.
$1
Evil.
million.
$1 million.
Fantastic.
What up, Ace? How are we doing? Yep.
So Tucker Fisk was one of the guys that kind of intrigued me more or less because obviously he's like a tight end kind of guy. That's what he's been known for. Not a lot of time on field, more or less, in the NFL. But when you think, and I'm connecting things a little bit too. He's from Stanford. Obviously, there's Stanford connections a little bit with Jim Harbaugh. And then you release, which they listed, fullback tight end, Ben Mason.
Ben Mason, yeah.
What if they just try to put in Tucker Fisk as that guy too? You know, obviously Jordan McFadden's kind of playing as the fullback now. But what are they thinking? Hey, we could get a guy who's 280 as a tight end, maybe a little bit more agile on his feet and a better blocker than McFadden. Just keep McFadden on the line, but have him as a secondary fullback and throw in, you know, Fisk as the fullback now. So that's something I'm going to keep an eye on in this game and see if they rotate those players a little bit of that position.
The bigger concern I have with him is what if Hayden Hurst is hurt a little more than we think. And by the way, I've rewatched that video. Easton Stick looked like hot garbage, guys. And I have a couple of videos I'll show. He hung him out to dry, dude. It was bad. The ball was off. What'd you call it? A hospital ball, Kyle? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
And like that hit was ridiculous. And anyways, I got a video I have teed up ready to go. When we get to Stick, I'll show a couple of videos kind of talking about his footwork. But it's pathetic. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So we'll see. We'll talk more about that. But my bigger concern is maybe that injury is worse than we think, or they're telling us. And bringing him in at least would allow him to be a blocking tight end for the running game.
Yep.
Because the blocking was pretty bad on the tight ends as well. I watched a lot of videos on it. We did not look that good blocking. So,
you know,
they need blockers.
It's funny, and just to kind of talk about this, the video yesterday, I believe it was, that Jim Harbaugh talked on the podium. And Daniel Popper's the guy of, hey, tell me about the injuries. Tell me what's going on. I'm going to tell you 1,000 different ways like a politician of tell me what's going on with the players kind of thing. And
that was pretty good.
Harbaugh, I love how he like smiled at him this time. And he's like, you know, you're not going to like, basically, you're not going to get anything from me, dude. Come on. Like, stop asking.
Like, if I knew, I would tell you. I don't know. And it's pretty funny. He's like, well, man, you got to give me something.
Bro.
No, I don't.
It's like, every time. Hey, tell me about this. Tell me about that. And he's like, look, you're not getting anything from me. He doesn't need to say much right now. But the thing about it is, like, yes, and to Andrew's point, like with Hayden Hurst, I think he got a gnarly hipper, in my opinion. Like it was like a straight shot. Yeah, straight shot to the hip. Never heard of it.
Is that the medical term? It's called a hipper.
Maybe that's my skateboarding.
I don't think it was a hip shot. That was like straight up a back shot. He got like freaking like freaking almost blasted right in the back, the lower back, you know? Like,
well, I was thinking it would look more like it hit hip side, because like in skateboarding, you fall on your hips a lot and you get these hippers, and so you get really bad bruises on your hips. So that's where I look at it as.
This guy's over here making a word up, dude. Calling it a hipper, dude.
Yeah, dude.
What the hell hipper, bro? Come on now.
Let's go. Hang loose, brother.
Lose a hipper, dude. Okay, cool. All right, hipper.
All right,
but that's where I'm looking at it as. He's got really bad hipper at this point. You know, maybe it's a lower back bruise. I don't know, but whatever. I'm saying in that region.
In the chat, Google that, dude. A hipper. Come on now.
What is a hipper? You're gonna probably. I don't know. You might get some weird stuff. So just
exactly. Watch out.
Watch out. Yeah.
Urban Dictionary might be pulling some things up.
That's bad. Don't do that. Let's not go down there, bro. Herbert's out of the boot, by the way. He's fine, so he'll be good to go week 1.
Yep, he'll be fine. I mean, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the quarterbacks of this whole thing too. So, Aether's got a comment here. Last season, Coach Harbaugh was suspended last 3 games of the season. Everyone said it's over for Michigan. Do you remember what JJ McCarthy said? Take this, James. I don't think I remember too much, because I mean, I don't follow enough college football to know exactly what he said about him. Right. But at the same side, there was a system in place for Michigan to keep continuity going, regardless of Jim Harbaugh being there or not. And it still worked out, right? Like Jesse Minter, I think, took over head coaching jobs during that time.
No, it was Sharon Moore who did.
Oh, Sharon Moore? I thought it was Minter for some reason.
No, Sharon Moore did. He's actually the head coach now.
Okay, yeah, and Sharon Moore. Okay, so he's obviously there. So, but regardless, when you got a system in place, it's fine. And you know what? I'll even say, take that a step further with that conversation. That whole situation with the college football and like suspending him. And you know what? Look, Harbaugh's bought into being in the NFL. It doesn't matter. A 4-year suspension is essentially not being in the NFL. It doesn't matter. Like I've always viewed Harbaugh as like, this is a 5-year contract. Chargers are going to stick to a 5-year contract with this guy anyways. Like, I hope it's going to be 10 years, in my opinion.
I don't remember what was the contract that they had with Marty before they cut him loose after a 14-2 season. It's like,
I think they only gave him a 1-year extension just before that. And then
got it. Okay.
It wasn't like anything too long. So at this point, Chargers are putting the most money they've ever done in a head coach. They're going to run this guy through at least the 5 years. And then hopefully my point is that we get another 5 out of him and just he retires as a Chargers head coach at that point. So, and I do love to see how much he's bought in, because they were talking about honorary captain for game 1 for Michigan. And Harbaugh's like, nope, I'm in the, I think he said, what did he say? Like, I'm in the foxhole with the Chargers, and I'm kind of past that pretty much at this point. So he's bought in, team's bought in. I'm sure all the players feel very, very much like, hey, that's great. I'm excited to see that you're here and everything too. And I think Harbaugh said, I don't need to go out there to take a long bow, essentially. So pretty good. So
yeah. So Eddie's question, he's asked it a couple times. You think Jesse Minter should take it easy with the blitz schemes next 2 games? No, I don't think it matters, because he's going to blitz a lot anyways. So everyone knows we're going to blitz. We're probably going to be the highest blitzing team in the NFL. Yep. They're going to rush 5 every time. So
100%.
The question is, where is it going to come from? That's now, to maybe answer your question a little differently, is we're not disguising our blitzes, if that makes any sense, right? We're getting to the line and they're going, right? But the difference would be in the NFL games, you'll probably line up, look like you're in a 4-3 defense, and then you won't know which linebacker is going to be coming, right? So they'll disguise it better. Right now, they don't care. They're just going to go. So I think it's a little different. But to me, who cares? It's preseason. And at the end of the day, they're running very base defense anyways. They're just blitzing more people. And I'd also say this too, offensively and defensively, I don't think they really care as much about, they want to win, but they want to also put people on the island and see if they can win one-on-one battles with NFL players too, right? Are they doing well on double teams? Are they doing well on executing a blitz, right?
Yeah.
They don't really care about the play working. They're evaluating players also, right? So keep that in mind, guys.
Yep. Yeah, the preseason right now is their resume interview, essentially, you know? Yeah. Like, are you good enough to make the league right now, you know? Like,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure they already have, like, at least 30 players locked in, no matter what, they're on the team.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, they probably already know, like, who they really want, but they're just, like, giving other people a little bit of a chance, you know? Come on, man. Give a full chance, you know?
Chance, man. Come on. Yeah. And by the way, Bull Babes, hey, have fun at Thunder Alley. And by the way, Kyle does have some tickets that he was looking to be able to give away too for the game. So I don't know, Kyle, if you want to chat a little bit about that or anything.
Yeah, Bull Babes, throw 50 out there. They're yours. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean,
we'll give them away. I mean, we'll see what happens.
I'm still waiting on some, some money to shave the beard. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It's either that or the 100,000 followers or subscribers and stuff. You know, so like whatever comes first. But no. So on that note, yeah, like we're talking about, I have 2 tickets to give away today, and off the top of my head, like I don't really know what we really want to do with it. Like, I mean, if people in the chat, if you're interested to go, you go ahead and just let me know. But like, just kind of think of a number between like 1 and 1,000 maybe or something like that, and then we'll do it. I'm gonna write one down, and then that's gonna be the number that people need to get close enough to. So yeah.
Hey, maybe you should have them email you or email us at our email and say, hey, email me a number to me, and then you could connect with them, because then you'll have their email.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. As long as you can keep track of it, that's cool with me.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep on pace with the defense, obviously I got our boy here, big boy, Tier Tart, who we signed. And once again, this was a guy that I very much thought would be a fantastic addition to this team in the offseason. Great run blocker, has the ability to get in the backfield too. Last year, he played 11 games, got 8 tackles for a loss. This guy's a great run stuffer too. He adds some nastiness, and I should say, as the way the Chargers are trying to build their team, it is an addition to build the bully for the defense. And this guy can be an absolute home run for us and a great fit for the interior D-line. Now, that shifts things a little bit for the interior D-line. You got obviously Morgan Fox. You got a Tito Bonia, Justin Aboigbe. You got the Scott Matlock. Now it's like this interior D-line is going to be an interesting addition now of having Tier Tart. Now, his issue and his knock is effort. Like when he was with the Titans last year, he got let go because he just was lack of effort, taking plays off, and he got let go from there. Dolphins, he was with the Texans briefly the end of last year. Obviously didn't get a re-signed or anything too, but with the Dolphins, it was kind of like they were saying he wasn't well conditioned or didn't seem a system fit. Could be kind of the same situation, lack of effort type situation.
Yep.
So, Harbaugh is basically going to get the best out of him. And at the same side, nobody's really a lock, in my opinion, for a lot of these players that are getting put in too. They need to show effort. They need to show that they're going to be a fit, and they need to be a bully, essentially, especially in that position. So,
and he's a true nose, guys.
Yep.
He's a true nose. Matlock is more of a finesse guy. Fox is still kind of a finesse. This guy's a nose, dude. Like he's like an Aaron Donald type.
Yep.
If you can get this guy motivated, he will be good.
Yep.
I think that's going to be the question, but I think he'll definitely be in there for rushing downs. If it's a rushing down, he's going to be in there. His job is to smash the nose.
Yep.
Okay, guys, and drop a guess of a number between 1 and 1,000. That's a lot of numbers.
A lot of numbers. A lot of numbers.
Oh, hey.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, booyah.
Oh,
Bolt, baby.
oh,
Hey, we got to hit that. There you go. Let's go.
And our guest is
$99.
$100. Dang. Okay. Well,
Bolt Babes flirted with me on camera. That's cool. I'm okay with that.
oh boy.
No,
It's
take
all
your
good.
shirt off, dude.
Hey, I just you say I gotta take my shirt off? Hey, I did a bunch of burpees today. I tell you what, dude. I look pretty good without a shirt off. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Just saying.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the donation. That's awesome. I think it's probably our all-time record high thus far.
I think that might be, yeah.
So, but basically, Bolt Bay's comment, let's go. We will take them and shave that beard. We love you, Andy, and our guest 669 is what their guess was. So
Got it.
Awesome.
All right.
So numbers are kind of coming in. Ooh, look at that. Even a number 7, dude. He's like, look, I'm going low. Like this is like a
Just yeah.
going
Hey,
Edward.
making sure he's not
Number one,
over,
dude.
he's making sure he's not overbidding. It's like the price is right, Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with 1, Bob. Yeah.
One
Yeah,
Bob.
and Bolt Babes definitely say hello to us too. We'll be there week 1 versus the Raiders, so we will be
100%.
there.
We got that all lined up. We will be there week 1 for sure. So we're excited about it. Hopefully we destroy the Ray turds and all that stuff. So
Yep.
We're excited about it. Now, let's just talk about our quarterbacks. Once again, when I was thinking about the Raiders game, Justin Herbert's out the boot. I'd be interested to see one thing I'm going to be looking at here. He's booting the boot.
He out the boot.
And one thing I'm going to say is that I'm interested to see if he's going to get a sideline interview this game too, because I know they didn't have anything like that for him the last game. I'm interested to see what he says this week. So once again, I'm hoping to hear from Justin Herbert a little bit and just kind of see where he's talking about and what he's feeling and how his foot's feeling. Let's just hope we get a good update on that. But
I think Stick looks bad. And I'll tell you, Dugan did not look any better. And I'll say this, the offensive line looked bad. You ready for some film study, guys?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
You want to see some film? Okay.
let's go.
Hold on just a sec here. Let me tee it up here. Yeah, and guys, like it's kind of crazy looking at this again. Like, all right, let us know how this plays out. Like, hopefully this plays well for you guys. But you got Joe Alt right here. Here, let me just move this out of the way here.
Who was Joe Alt to me was the offensive player of the week.
He looked fantastic.
He was great.
This rep, this was kind of a mediocre rep, but I want you to look at Stick's footwork right here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. So the whole point, I watched a lot of footage, right, where you got Herbert does a good job. Boom, boom, 1 3-step drop, move your weight forward, you throw the ball.
Yeah.
Watch how his footwork is. He does not look comfortable in the pocket. Now, let me be very clear about something. These defensive linemen played good. Hymas looked like garbage for most of the game, in my opinion. He did not look good. McFadden didn't look great. Leatherwood looks like hot garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Watch him, number 67. They collapsed the pocket in 2 seconds. So you can't fully blame it at 100% on Stick, but just watch this. I mean, just watch his footwork, though, for a second. And let me know how this plays. Hopefully it plays well enough for you guys.
Yeah, looks
Man
good.
in motion.
Yeah,
Look at that.
It looks good.
Garbage.
It looks good on the YouTube side. Yeah, it's good.
But look at how bad Leatherwood was on this side. Look at this right here. And then look at Stick's footwork. I know that's 2 different places. He gets completely beat, 67. And then watch Stick. And now he just runs. Okay. Not a great rep.
Yeah.
And the reality was like, okay, what did he do well on that one? Not a whole lot. What did the offensive line do on that? Not a whole lot, right? Pretty bad.
Right.
But I'll say this, go to this next play. And by the way, can you guys see that? I want to make sure it looks okay on your end as well, too. So let me show you one more play here. And I'm not trying to show too many because it can get a little lengthy. I could show you the whole game over and over again. This is the all 22 footage. But I'll say this. Watch his footwork here. And actually, Joe Alt does a really good job on this one right here. This is literally the next play.
Okay.
And he does throw here, but watch how bad he is with his footwork. Look at that. He's just throwing off his back foot.
Oh, yeah.
It was
didn't
so
even,
bad. So bad.
Stepped back twice. He kind of like jumped back. And then it's like, dude, what are you doing?
He's not planting his feet by any means. I mean, his left foot, you could see his hesitation in his left foot. Look, he stepped up. He did like a pitter patter, like a rabbit, basically.
Yeah.
You're like throwing off his back foot. Not good at all. I mean,
but also look at Hymas right here, 64. This guy right here pushes him square into Stick. Watch.
Bull rushed.
Dude, that is so bad.
Yep.
So again, you could sit back all day and blame Stick for it a little bit, but the line was pretty pathetic too. I mean, look at that. McFadden did not do a good job of helping the center on that double team. Yep. Just across the board was just very poor play.
And
so
I'm
looking at they got past Alt right there too.
Yeah, and Alt got beat on that one too.
Yep.
Like you got bull rushed basically, and that's a linebacker.
Oh yeah, but I'm sorry. I teed this one up also because I wanted to show this is probably his worst rep.
Yep.
For Alt that I wanted to show you. So again, as bad as Easton Stick was, the offensive line was equally as bad. Okay.
Yeah.
You do need some protection, but look at 67 right here, dude. The footwork is miserable. Look at this guy. Oh, actually, that was actually probably a pretty decent rep for him. That was probably above average rep for him. But oh my God, and again, I don't want to show the Hayden Hurst video because it makes me want to cry. That was even worse, guys. That was even worse. So I got some good defensive videos I'll tee up for you guys as well. So I won't beat up on the offense as much.
Well, one thing too, like to your point about the offensive line, like think about like say, let's go ahead and look at the Niners and what they have over there with Brock Purdy, and it sounds like there's kind of some, obviously they got to think about a contract with him if he's going to be their guy or not. But essentially they've gone through 3 quarterbacks with Kyle Shanahan as their head coach. And the thing is, though, it's been pretty consistent for them that they have a very good O-line. Basically, if you have a good O-line, you'll be able to have a quarterback that's at least competent to be able to make the throws. Easton Stick last year essentially didn't really have the most – I don't think he had a starting O-line during that time. And obviously, Corey Linsley was gone too. So both Justin Herbert and him didn't really have good O-lines. But O-lines make a difference on how the run game works and how the quarterback can efficiently throw the ball too.
Yeah.
So let's just say I do not – hey, please do not make this happen. But let's say Justin Herbert does not play week 1. The O-line is going to be the key to that game to make that game work 100%. Like Easton Stick will be able to have the ability to throw the ball efficiently, see the field well, and the run game will be able to do its thing. That's the thing that would be the key. But once again, that is a great point this week. We got to see this O-line gel and do much better for the quarterback so we can at least see what the heck we have on the field.
And again, remember, they're evaluating backup players, right? So let's be very clear. They're not the starters. The starters looked okay. They did look okay. They still didn't gel well, but Hymas looked pretty bad to me. And I also will say this. He was up against Byron Murphy. That guy looks freaking good, guys. Yeah. Really good. Oh, there we go. Aaron said that right there. Yep. Byron Murphy. He looks – I wish we would have gotten him. He looks that good. So we'll see.
I want to tell Joe Biden right now.
Exactly. I mean, he looks great, dude. And so my point is, I think it's going to be very interesting.
Yep, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I like that tier card, Poona Ford.
And absolutely, the Poona Ford. I even forgot about Poona Ford. I mean, that interior D line is going to be interesting. I think Tier Tart will be more early down running kind of situation type D line for us. I think Poona Ford would be the overall play for us at the D line. Morgan Fox. You know, you even say those three guys build a pretty good interior D-line. I think Matlock finds a way. Tito Obonia, I think, is the one guy you got to figure out. And Justin Aboigbe, like, where are we going to put him at this point? Like, there's so much in that interior D-line. But once again, competitors welcome. Don't let players be complacent. Bring in more competition and make them elevate their game. And I love seeing that. Like, let's go. Like, going back to the Telesco era, you got your 90-man roster to start the season. These are our guys. And this is where we're going with for the rest of the season, essentially.
Yep.
It's like,
exactly.
Come on, guys. Like, that's terrible.
Come on
that's
now.
terrible.
No.
Silly,
yeah.
man. Silly.
And I think you have to understand, too, there's definitely
Come on, man.
Oh my God, what was that? I was like, was that you?
Yeah,
it's a meme. It's a meme.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, yeah, but you know, bottom line, guys, it really is interesting seeing how this is going to play out. Now, I will say this also: we played a lot of backups the entire time last week. The entire time, there were very few starters most of the game, and like Dugan looked really bad. I didn't see anything with him that I would even, not good. You know, I mean, he handed the ball off, you know, but that was about it.
And to go to I am not done's comment, does 11 really have a chance? And we got two 11s. We got kicker the dicker or kicker the dicker kicker. I can't say it right now.
Big Dicker energy.
Cameron Dicker. Yeah, exactly. Big Dicker energy. And then Luis Perez. Obviously, Cameron is going to make it. Please do not make more tackles on special teams. Please avoid that. This is not necessary at this point. But Luis Perez, everybody is really hyped about him, and he did well. And to be honest, he probably should have had a touchdown in his first drive. After his first long throw to Jalen Johnson, and then he tried it again. I mean, Jalen Johnson was getting blanketed. I mean, that was literally like a complete PI that should have been on the 1 yard line essentially at that point, and they should have got a touchdown on that drive. Perez, I anticipate, will be essentially the number 2 quarterback going into this game. And I guarantee he will get a lot more looks this game.
Yeah, he will.
I think my prediction, let's say Easton Stick struggles pretty quickly. Like, let's say gives him 3 drives and he just looks like hot garbage again. Luis Perez will be immediately in at that point. Now it is an absolute battle for number 2 on this team.
Yeah.
So if that happens, that's where Luis Perez could come in and step in and see what's going on. I personally would like to see Luis Perez go and start the game and see where he looks like with at least the number 1 for preseason game and go from there. So
and I do think that the thing about Perez, he can make all the throws. He's savvy. He's won a championship. Competitors welcome. He's exactly what Harbaugh wants. And again, I think Stick has lost confidence, man. He got blown out by the Raiders. Well, so he's sat on the bench for so long. I think he's kind of viewed himself as a bit of a coach at this point. And I just think, sadly, his time is past. Unless he really makes a turnaround today, or maybe next week if he has a shot. By the way, I'm looking at the Dugan film on the side here. I have a couple videos I could show if you want to see a couple of his. Very similar to Stick, though, so it's not really very exciting. I think it's really an uphill battle for Max at this point. And by the way, guys, still in the chat, put a number in 1 to 1,000 for free tickets for the game today, too. So once again, if you want to go to the game, Kyle is giving away his tickets. So put in a number 1 to 1,000. It's a broad number to be able to work with there. Whoever's closest to the number that Kyle had in mind will basically get the tickets. So
that's not just what I have in mind. I actually wrote it down on my little composition notebook here. Rick. So,
here you go.
Yeah, your trapper keeper.
Good thing you're wearing pants too, Kyle.
My death note there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And if you get the number exactly correct, I will send you a bathroom shirt off selfie.
Oh, what? Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Woo!
Okay.
There you go.
After hours. Let's go.
After
He's
hours,
got
that's
one,
right,
he's got
that's
one
right.
loaded up, like ready
That's
to go
right.
too. Like,
Ain't nobody want to see that. Ain't nobody want to see that.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
yeah, he's got one right in the chamber right now too. For
got one right in the-
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So here's Easton Stick.
Oh no, is this Max? Is this Max?
Oh, sorry, Max Dugan right here too.
Yeah.
So check this out. It's the same footwork. It's so weird to me, and I'm like, just watch this. It's a running back ball to Dotson right here, and let me know, guys, if the video looks okay. So anyway, so Stick just sits here. I think we got a man in motion. They are not playing man; they're playing zone, which I thought was interesting. He runs back. Yeah, they're playing zone. Fakes the handoff. Almost gets sacked. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm saying, so it wasn't just his footwork. It was the offensive line played really bad. I mean, the protection was just horrible. I mean, look at this. He gets right in the backfield. It's so bad. And it's like, guys, oh.
Yeah.
So the offensive line needs some work. So I'm curious, are they just that good or are we just that? I mean, look at 94. Look at that. Come on. Anyways.
And it's interesting about that throw too. And obviously throwing down to the flat like that too. I mean, there was like 5 players against one guy at that point.
Yes.
On that side. And now, once again, I understand it's more, hey, I feel rushed. There's pressure coming here and everything too. I mean, he seemed like he could actually had and I don't know who it was that was at the top of the route there, but he looked like he would be much more of a target that he should have threw to. It would have been based upon numbers and how he had separation from his defender. But it's interesting. I mean, our O-line's pretty bad. And yeah, Richie Rich, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah. So this is a good rep right here by Duggan. This is the ball that goes to Fehoko right here, number 87. This is a pretty good rep. We'll play it twice. But he still doesn't plant his feet very well. His footwork is very poor. So just watch that. Watch Duggan right here. So again, just not good. Watch. Look at that. He has happy feet as he's about to throw, right? So
yeah.
You got to step into it a little bit, right? It's one of the things that, Rich, you know what? I had a much better shirt on a few seconds ago, but it would have caused epilepsy. It looked a little weird. It had a lot of vertical lines, so it looked a little strange, Yep. But yeah, again, look at this. And the Leatherwood does not look good. Look at that. Terrible. Look at how bad he looks right there. Good God. Yeah. He's gonna get released probably.
Well, and Simi Fehoko's strike got buried on that too.
He got buried.
And the thing about like a quarterback is that you want to put your player in the best situation where they don't get injured and they could have 100% their chance to actually catch the ball. And he got straight buried. Boom. Look at that graveyard. 6 feet deep. Boom.
Stone, bro. And again, it's so I could tee up a couple good defensive blitzes that I like. There was a couple later on in the game. I take a little while to find it. But again, guys, just one thing on the defense. We are going to blitz a lot. I think we're going to be one of the highest blitzing teams in the league. We're probably at least going to blitz probably 60-65% of the time. But it'll be 5 guys. You won't know where the 5th man's going to come from. That's where it's going to be interesting. A lot of stunts. A lot of interesting type of formation. So anyways.
Yeah, that's one thing I observed quite a bit in the last game. I mean, you're getting a lot of linebackers come in there, stunts at the front. I mean, it's very, very unique looking of a defensive line, which once again, the hype about from that Seahawks game to even what's going on in practice is that the defense could be absolutely legit. Now, once again, you can't really say, oh yeah, it's going to be we're top 10 defense type thing. I personally just want a mid-tier type defense at this point.
Yeah.
And as long as we could just hold the run and do well against the pass and get pressure on the quarterback, get turnovers, the whole idea of the D-line just putting their hands up and batting the ball and having tip drills left and right is massive. And I've been saying that for a long time. That is not something we're doing at all as a team. And we're finally doing that. And guess what? It's creating turnovers. Could be also just because Easton Stick's not doing well, Max Dugan, even to say Bauman when he was at the team. So
yeah.
Either which way, it's very, very good to be able to see the defense doing what they're doing. But I'm excited to see Ladd McConkey on the field today, and he's supposedly going to get some reps too. So I'm excited to be able to see him out there. Once again, going from quarterback not playing very well to the wide receivers not getting essentially a chance to even look like they're
Yep.
a good wide receiver. We have got to see better wide receiver play, or actually better quarterback play, to be able to see what we have in our wide receivers. And the way I would do that if I was an offensive coordinator, you get some, bunches on the side, quick little like throws, just get the ball in their hands instead of these, 3-step drops, kind of wait, offensive line ain't working. Get the ball out of the hands, get it into wide receivers' hands, see what they could do with it when they have it on field and in their hands and can run off and do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
So we got to see that happen. We got to know what the heck we have with our dang wide receivers, and the quarterbacks got to get it to their hands quickly.
Well, that's the thing too, though. I mean, it's possible that the wide receivers are just not getting open either.
Yeah.
I mean,
they were more open. They were open. They were open. They weren't hitting them. They weren't hitting them at the right. Did I tell you the story? I think I've told this story a number of times. I met this guy that was a quarterback coach. He would watch people's film. He was on a plane. I sat next to him, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he couldn't tell me the quarterbacks he was consulting for.
Yeah.
But what he said was he sees film like I'm showing now, and he'll say, "Oh, your footwork is good. Your footwork is bad." He said the number one thing that matters is timing and accuracy. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady gets the ball out in under 2 seconds, and he's accurate. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
What you're seeing with Easton Stick and Dugan is none of that. No timing, no accuracy, and no velocity for that matter, right? So again, it makes a huge issue. And you're right, Rich. Poor offensive line play, 3 and outs. And I think they're just trying to evaluate these offensive linemen. And I there's so many out there that we should go after. We need more depth. That's a good way of describing it. But they're trying to find 3 or 4 guys they can have as depth pieces. So I'm hoping to God we stay healthy on the line, because we're looking pretty thin to some degree. So
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to see a nice defensive play, or we just do it after we talk about Coulson?
Yeah, I mean, we could just say something real quick about Coulson. I mean, he's supposedly going to play this week. I mean, in practice, he looked really good. He's made some kind of like
looking really good. Yep.
Some of those plays that are just like jump off the screen. Essentially, when you see it, you're just like, holy smokes. I mean, once again, I'm excited about Deion Henley being out there. But the thing is, Junior Coulson knows this defense already, even though he has not been on the field. He knows this defense. He's been in this defense. It's not like it's going to take much time for him to go out there and do what he needs to do. And you know what? I really hope to be able to see him and Deion Henley together on the field. And we could essentially have 2 stud-based linebackers on this defense, which is a big part of Jesse Minter's defense. So I'm excited to see Coulson out there.
He's different. He's different. He's different like me, guys. You know what I mean? Like in a good way.
Man.
He's different.
Yeah,
and Edward, I want to say something about that. I think the offensive game plan was not to score points. It was also to determine, can these offensive linemen run and execute the play correctly, right?
Yeah.
Are they doing things correctly? Are they running gap run schemes correctly? Are we pulling correctly? Are we running a GT counter correctly? And if the answer is no, then you say, well, then they're not going to make this squad, right? And so, yes, it was a little annoying that we kept running the same play over and over again. But the argument is also we're trying to figure out who can play and who can't play, right? That's the whole point of these games too.
Well, I mean, even to say last year with Kellen Moore, I felt like we just kept pushing it up the middle and just never getting anywhere at all too. So but I think it's also at the same side, we're just trying to figure out, like, do we have a center that could be that guy for us? Because, I mean, Bradley Bozeman's not out there. Bradley Bozeman hasn't been with the team for a little bit, too. For whatever reason, he hasn't gone out there and played.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that because Hymus
bad. The next up. Like, so they got to test them out to see where they're at this point. So, but once again, if Bradley Bozeman can't go week 1, I would not be surprised if we go after a center that gets cut from some team, and to be able to just add another guy to that level. So, yeah. So
and Rich, it's for the tickets for today's game.
Yep.
Yep.
And I think Aether had a question about why do you keep calling the Broncos donkeys? It's a horse, Andy.
Bro.
That's good because they donkeys, dude. They asses.
They're donkeys.
They donkey. They asses.
Where is
That's
it?
right.
Where is it at?
And actually, bro,
Bruh.
I call them the Broncos, dude. They're called the Broncos.
I'm okay. Well, you know, we can split the difference here and call them the mules.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Mules.
The mules. The asses.
No,
Either way.
My buddy, who's a Broncos fan, he always just goes "hee haw" every time he's talking about him, and I was like, "All right, man, hee haw." Yeah,
Hey,
there
so-
you go. Edward just called it right now.
There you go.
Hee-haw.
Hee-haw.
There you go.
Hey, and we're the chokers. It's cool, dude. We all gotta have names. We all gotta have names like that. It's all good.
That's
It's all
right.
good.
That's right. We all got. names. We all got names.
So this right here is a good corner blitz right here. This is a good example of what I'm saying about the blitzing scheme, right? You're as this is set up, you're thinking, okay, this is a 4-3 defense basically, and you're thinking, okay, where's it going to come from? But watch how we drop out, and the corner is going to come. Number 41 is going to get the sack right here, all the way up here, but he's going to come down and corner blitz and put Walker on the ground. It's extremely well designed blitz because they're only blitzing 5. This is a good example of what you were saying as far as what's that?
no,
For a
you
second,
go.
I
okay?
thought we lost you because you froze for a second.
Yeah,
and
you
then
glitched
you,
for a
okay.
second.
So basically, this is a good example of what a good blitz will look like once the season is going. Okay, this last game we just on the line and just went, but this is a good example of a corner blitz, and this is actually Thomas Harper who gets Walker on the ground. But watch this. So he's all the way to the side. He's completely off screen. He'll just come off this side right here. But I think we're going to rush these 3 right here, and then these guys drop if I remember correctly. But it's a great little play. Okay, here we go. They rush 4. There he is. Boom on the ground.
See it, bud.
And
Lit
bro,
him
I'm
up.
telling you, it was well designed. He didn't see it. I mean, watch it again. So he drops. Yeah, it was just a very well designed play, and they're only rushing, I think 4 or 5 actually. Let me see. Let's count, guys. Let's count. 5. Yep.
Yeah.
But again, it was
a corner blitz. Yeah.
perfectly timed. And this is what I'm getting at. When we say blitzing, you're going to blitz 5, but the pressure is going to come from all different angles and all different positions. So, I think there were other times they just blitzed, but again, it's anyways, there's a lot to be said about that. So I could tee up one more.
It's interesting because 72 there, you could kind of see the stunt that he ended up doing, and he allowed himself to be able to kind of seal the edge, if you want to say, and collapse the pocket even further without even using his hands. He basically just kind of did more of a stunt, and the offensive lineman gave him more space, so he was allowed to go around the edge. I mean, it was collapsing the pocket, which essentially set up that. And that's something that we've been really, really missing with this team for a long time. Having the ability to have to collapse essentially the pocket, make sure that it doesn't widen open, which I felt like with Brandon Staley's defense, it would always widen open, and then it'd be like an open midfield that Patrick Mahomes will be able to go get 10 yards and get a first down or whatever it might be. It's exciting. And this Jesse Minter defense is absolutely legit.
Let me show you another difference here of PJ Walker's throw compared to what I've already showed you with the Easton Stick.
Well,
and this actually really pisses me off.
We need confident throws, and we're not getting confident throws.
This is 3rd and long, guys, and I'm just aggravated with this. Was a great, well-designed defensive scheme here. Again, a lot of guys are jumbled at the line. It was 3rd and I think 15, if I remember correctly. Remember, they got like 3 first downs in a row. By the way, guys, in the chat, please answer. Is this looking okay on your side? It looks fine for us, but I want to make sure it looks okay for you guys if it's getting glitchy or whatever.
No, it's looking good. I have
good.
I have the YouTube stream up on my screen as well.
You do?
It's,
Okay,
it's
good.
Not,
Looking great.
it's not glitchy or anything. It's looking
Okay,
pretty
good.
solid. Yeah.
So but watch this. This is a great example of good footwork and climbing the pocket correctly, and much better offensive line play. This is kind of embarrassing, guys. Watch this. Again, this is 3rd and long. The blitz looks really good, actually, and we were putting pressure. I think it was rushing 5 again. Oh man, this okay. 5 again. Oh, 6. He moved up the pocket. You see that?
Confident.
Yeah, stepped up.
Yep.
Yep.
He moved his
Confident
way
in that
forward.
line.
He threw the
Yep.
ball accurately, right? I mean, I'm just saying the pressure was there, but he navigated the pocket correctly, right?
Yep.
And dude, why don't we go out and get this guy? Why don't we go out and get? I think we're going to get somebody else too. Look at that, man. That's an accurate throw.
And the thing is, though, Luis Perez has a better pocket presence because he's
Much
essentially
better.
a pocket passer, and that's the thing that we all get excited about because we're like, this guy could actually make confident throws. Because to me, I feel like Max and Stick are just kind of sitting there, like, oh my gosh, don't screw up, don't screw up, don't screw up. And then they end up screwing up anyways. And I feel like Luis is a lot more refined right now because he did come off of Spring Football League, winning a championship, MVP, all these different things.
Right.
That he is refined to actually play well. He's confident in his game set and he knows what to do. Now, if I would go out and I watched film footage on some quarterbacks, that would make sense. Tyler Huntley is the guy at the Browns, which is a veteran minimum kind of guy. And they have 4 quarterbacks there that essentially could be, I don't know if they're going to carry 3 quarterbacks or not, but Tyler Huntley could be one of those guys that they let go when they got Jameis Winston as a 2, who has tons of experience in the NFL. That's the guy that I'm like, dude, you could go after him for probably a 5th, 6th round pick, maybe even later than that. And you could go ahead and get a guy that's going to, essentially be a set guy that has been in Greg Roman's offense. It makes a ton of sense to me. So if you want a plug and play guy, that's the guy, my opinion.
Right.
And let's just look at the difference of Perez. And by the way, I would say sacks wise, I'd say 10. I think they're going to rotate a lot of players around. I think if Bosa stays healthy, it'd be interesting to see. But
Mac, if he gets 10, that would be awesome. Let's see he gets 6 again. Let's see the Raiders once again. That would be phenomenal.
Yes, week 1, that'd be great.
Dry hump the Ray turds.
Yeah, man.
They are the most hated team. It's so funny. There's two guys on my softball team that are big Raiders fans. I'm like, how do you live with yourself? How do you even wake up and live life as a human being?
Gosh.
This guy.
Watch this. Look at the footwork. I'm still trying to find the deep pass by Perez, but look at his footwork here. Much more calm, much more collected in the pocket. Watch this. There is pressure in his face. Boom. He navigates it just as a quick dump off. Now, again, footwork wasn't amazing, but he knew he just had to do a check down, right?
Yep.
So, and again, that wasn't that hard. He didn't overcomplicate his movements. Right. I guess that's my point.
Well, he was very confident in the pocket there.
Look at that. Yeah,
he was looking one way, and then he saw, and he was like, oh, nope. Okay, pocket's collapsing. Got to go, check down.
Much different, right?
Make a big difference like that in the pocket like that. And that's major. I mean, that's one thing that you want to be able to do. I mean, he is very confident as a quarterback. And so I'm excited to be able to see what happens with this.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to tee up that Jalen Johnson pass as well, too, by the way. Oh, here we go. This is it. Oh, no, it wasn't Jalen.
You found it? Yeah.
No, give me a few seconds. I'll find it here in a second here.
All good. We'll talk about QJ over here. And I think Gaither asked a question about is Justin Herbert, if he was on the Chiefs, would he have the same success as Mahomes? Well, Andy Reid is a pretty good, solid coach, and I think that he could do a very good job with whatever quarterback's there. And he did well with even Alex Smith as a quarterback there too. I would imagine that Justin Herbert would be an absolute stud for the Chiefs. So,
right.
QJ. So we need to know what the heck is going on with our wide receivers.
For real, dude.
So my opinion, Brendan Rice is outplaying Quinton Johnston at this point.
100%. 100%.
And the thing is, though, and I've said a couple times, going back to Joe Hortiz is going to be a wheeler and dealer. He's going to make moves if he can make moves, and he's going to find ways to basically make this team better. I think at this point, QJ might even be battling for the 4th wide receiver position. And wide receiver 1, or excuse me, a first round pick wide receiver, 2nd wide receiver chosen in the NFL draft, I believe. My memory serves me correctly. If it ain't a fit right now, this might be a thing where he could get traded off. And I've said that a couple times that he could get moved on. Now, I don't want to give up on a guy so quickly, but there's articles out there saying that this could be one of the guys that could get traded from this team. And we got to find system fits. And once again, he's a Telesco guy. He's not an Ortiz guy, or a Harbaugh guy.
What's crazy is he has all the
realistic-
talent. He just cannot put it together
Yep.
at this level. He's
Yeah.
just not doing it.
Well, I think
And Rice
realistically,
is very physical too. Rice does a great job playing physical football. And Quinton at his size should be playing more physical, and he's not.
Big time.
So sorry, Kyle.
oh yeah, it's all right. Well, I think realistically, like I feel like Quinton Johnston is, he was kind of a pick that Tom Telesco used to give the Chargers a middle finger on his way out, because he knew that Zay Flowers was the better receiver, the better hands and all that stuff, but he just said, no, we're gonna go with Quinton Johnston. So
Yeah, I disagree with that because everyone said that they liked him. Everyone said.
Yeah.
Brandon Staley talked about him constantly, how he elevated,
we don't
he did
trust
everything.
anything Brandon Staley says though, too. So
Yeah, but again, remember, it's not just Telesco making picks; it's everybody on the team.
Yeah.
Everybody on the staff is making a pick, right? But he's been a bust up to this point, right? So he's got to prove some stuff as well. So, I mean, he needs to prove it, like
100%.
the same as Stick, and Harbaugh's not going to mess around with him at this point.
So crazy thought that I had, and this sounds like an absolute ridiculous thought. What if they end up trading QJ to, say, the Dallas Cowboys, and then there's a way that they get CeeDee Lamb out of that with, like, and you throw an extra pick or something like that to them? The thing about Quinton Johnston is that he is a guy from that area, and it's like essentially be going back to his hometown to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Now,
right.
That sounds like a crazy idea, but the Dallas Cowboys as an organization is kind of a mess right now. Like, for whatever reason, they're screwing themselves up right now, and they don't want to pay CeeDee Lamb. You imagine CeeDee Lamb with Justin Herbert, with Lad McConkey, with DJ Shark, like Palmer. Dude, we instantly have our wide receiver team elevated to such a high level at that point if you get CeeDee Lamb. Now, that comes with you have to pay CeeDee Lamb, which personally, I don't know if we're going to be that one of those teams from this point on that we're going to pay a lot of money to wide receivers. But, hey, even a 1 year type situation, just say, hey, look, CD, we're going to take you in for 1 year. And comp pick type situation, that's right down Hortiz's, philosophy. So, I don't know, who knows? Who knows? And yes, Brandon Staley was fired once again. So,
yes.
yeah, he was fired. All right, I got the long pass from Perez here teed up. So let me share this real quick. I'll show it from two different angles, but just look at his footwork, guys. It's so much better. It's so much cleaner. And again, let me know also in the chat if you want me to keep doing this every pregame, because I could show you footwork and little things like this, because I think it's fun and interesting to see. But I want to make sure you guys are liking the value of this. But again, this is Jalen Johnson who makes the big catch, and this is a go route. This is spread. This is 5-on-5, 4-on-5, and watch how he looks good in the pocket. His footwork is great. Watch this, and it kind of reminds me of Tom Brady. I know that's saying a lot, but watch, very fluid. Look at that, boom, sets his feet, great ball.
Yeah,
and that's Jalen Johnson. That's an undrafted free agent. I would almost say he's above Quinton Johnston right now, guys.
Yeah,
he could catch the ball over his shoulder for once.
He got over his shoulder, dude. That was a long pass. And look, that's Herbert makes that pass every day, 100 times. But
it's interesting about the routes for the wide receivers in that it's 2 curl routes in the middle, 2 out routes in the outside.
Yeah, very, very vanilla play.
Very, very vanilla, nothing too crazy at all by any means. And actually even had the running back come in the middle too. So you essentially had 3 targets right in the middle, or you could have gone for the deep out in the outside. Yep. And the thing that sucks about that play, so, I mean, obviously it was a great catch, great throw. Next play was the same essential, like, out route to Jalen Johnson. Yep. And then he ended up getting blanketed at that point and should have had a touchdown at that point with a PI that set that up. So it's frustrating to see that, but you want to see more of this from Luis, and I think he's really, really going to be good for us if we keep him on
the same throw, just a little more close. But just look at his footwork.
Yep.
See, that's great.
Confident.
He's just stepping and throwing, right? Yep. I'm just saying, I already showed you what Stick did and what Dugan did. They look bad, and he's planting, throwing. And by the way, I was a little shocked at how many starters played for the Seahawks They played like in the third quarter, which was a little shocking to me.
Right.
That was a little excessive in my opinion. I was like, "Are you for real, dude?" Like, like that seemed a little weird to me.
Yeah.
And by the way,
that does give us some good credit, though, for our backups that they were playing against starters and actually held them pretty well, like at least defensively, you know.
Yeah, and that's true. That is very true.
Yeah. What if you guys want to go over
Herbert move and takes the starter position? Yeah, right, Miguel.
Yeah, well, we have some questions that came from the comments for some of our videos that we actually would like to get to. And again, some of them actually had something like Miguel actually just said, but I don't know, what is this first one up? Yeah.
What's your thought about Harbaugh hiring Kaepernick as a quarterback's coach? If it happens, I'm done with the Chargers. You know, and Corey Didion, I think is out of 7347. You know, it's an interesting thought about that. And personally, I think the thing is, though, there's an ego with Colin Kaepernick, too. I think he still thinks in his mind, I'm going to be a starting quarterback somewhere. I mean, it's been 9 years, my man. It's pretty much said at this point that you're not going to get in the league for various reasons. Will he come as a quarterback coach? Nope, probably not. Shane Day is going to be Herbert's guy. He's going to probably be some sort of assistant coach of some sort. You know, I think the Chargers have about 5 ex-Niners on this staff at some level.
Yeah, they do.
So
they have a ton.
It's just really about building more guys that have been in the Harbaugh system to be able to teach the Harbaugh system at this point. So I think the thing is, though, like, do I think it's a good move? No. Is it a move that will probably shake up the NFL and make people kind of up in arms, which is already even the conversation? Yes. But I when Harbaugh came in, this is the first thought I had is like, is Colin Kaepernick going to find his way back on this team, or in the NFL, I should say. I just think Kaepernick wants to be a player, not a coach at this point. So, and
he also did offer him the job in the offseason. It was a while ago. He said no. So right now it's a no, guys. So don't worry about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is kind of a ridiculous conversation, in my opinion, too. The guy's a clown, man. He's a clown. And so, like, the guy's cancer. And there's a reason why he hasn't been in the NFL for such a long time. And so I really hope he doesn't bring him here. I mean, I don't see the point, you know. But you know, it's like anything else. It's controversy, you know.
Sure. So we also got a question here from Wayland Labs. Also, is it me, or is Harbaugh giving Easton Stick all the chances in the world before he gives Perez a shot? Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what he said yesterday? He said, who's going to be the starting quarterback? Easton Stick. Like, he's the guy. Like, and he's really trying to give him the shot. And this game, too, preseason, is his, like, you got to basically put that baby to bed at this point that you're the two. Like, you got to do it at this point.
Right.
So, absolutely, Harbaugh's giving him as many chances as he possibly can.
Yeah, I would even – and, guys, what do you think in the thoughts here as well, too? Do you think if Stick does not do well, do we go after someone like a Ryan Tannehill and just bring him in as another backup? I don't know that Perez is the guy, but he could be. Like, you ain't going to run RPOs with him because he ain't going to run. But – you know, you can at least say, all right, he's a pocket passer, and you just go with a very different type of, you know, passing, you know, attack and run game.
Yep.
But, you know, I don't know. I just think they got to figure it out. Or do they wait to see who gets let go and then scoop them up like a Tyler Huntley or whatever? And, you know, dude, what about PJ Walker? Was it PJ Walker? That's his name. He looked good. He looked really good.
With the Seahawks,
Yeah. Like okay. So,
once again, PJ Walker is a guy that's been in like USFL. He's been on the random FL type based leagues, just like Luis Perez. So, like, he is a third at this point. You know, was it Sam Howell basically solidified the 2 last week against us,
and he looked good.
He did fine. And so there's going to be, and not a lot of quarterbacks, or at least a lot of teams, I don't think will be holding a third quarterback. Now, I know there's the emergency quarterback rule that could kind of throw things a little bit in the mud about the situation of us potentially trying to go after another quarterback. But I don't know. I mean, I think we're trying to hope that Luis Perez is going to be that third guy for us. I just cannot see Max Dugan to find a way on this team either. Easton Stick has got to find a way to basically show off this game at some level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Here you go. Imagine Herbert is injured all year and this dude wins a Super Bowl like Luis Perez. What would they do the following word? Would you trade Herbert? Would you start Herbert besides the success that Herbert has never had, despite the success that Herbert never had? Interesting scenario to think about, but we all know that's not happening. And
right.
So when I read this, I always go back to Harbaugh's past, and in the NFL with the Niners. I mean, he obviously had Alex Smith. He still drafted a quarterback in the second round with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick took over the job at that point. And
right.
he just felt like, hey, look, this is going to be my guy. This is the guy I drafted. Like, if we see and go into say next year, we do draft another quarterback, or we look at it and say, wow, we got a guy that's Luis Perez, who could be the next coming of, oh my gosh, what's his name? Rams quarterback. He was, bagging groceries and then ended up going to the NFL, winning a Super Bowl with the Rams.
Yeah.
Anyways, why is his name? He's here in Arizona. Anyways, so he could be the next best thing in the NFL, essentially.
It's Kurt Warner, by the way.
Kurt Warner, exactly. Kurt Warner. And so, once again, it could get a little dicey at that point because you start thinking Herbert's got great potential, at some level untapped potential, and then you got a guy that goes out and win a Super Bowl. It could be a Bledsoe Brady type situation too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and that's kind of what I would think. I mean, it's like, what? I mean, facts are the facts. Like, I really feel like if in this crazy scenario where something bad happens like that, I think that they would go with Perez. I mean, I love Herbert to death and stuff like that, but it's like, look, this guy got it done. And like, I mean, I'm sorry you got injured, but bottom line is that like, someone came in and did the job better. And we actually are winning with him. So,
what a story. What a story.
What a crazy story, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's like, hey, make a Hollywood script and make a movie out of it. Kid from San Diego.
Yeah.
Born and raised basically around the Chargers, a dream to now basically be on the Chargers, went through multiple football leagues to get to this point. Yeah. And then ends up finding a way on a team, wins a Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl. Like, what a story, guys.
What a huge, crazy story. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
what a story.
It's kind of like you said, though, too. Bledsoe was on the verge of like a massive contract with the Patriots, too. But then he got injured and Brady just took it from under him and stuff. Yep. And told him, another Michigan guy, by the way, so he just came in and said, look, told Robert Kraft is like, I'm going to make sure that that drafting me was the best decision you ever made. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you have to remember too is Perez is 29 years old.
Yep.
There's not a lot of tread left on the tires.
Yep.
So, and I'm sorry, you're not going to trade Herbert away. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, let's eviscerate that from our mind. But at the end of the day,
I can't remember when Kurt Warner came in.
He's not going to get traded, guys. Like, there's no way that's happening. And at the end of the day,
I don't think it's going to happen either. But like, I mean, in that scenario,
exactly.
Crazier things happened. Yeah,
crazier.
No,
and honestly,
that's
like
crazy.
I think we all got our own opinion on that. But at the same time, so we've had this conversation when Harbaugh came in. If it's a Harbaugh issue, we'll know that. If it's a Herbert issue, we'll know that kind of thing.
Yep.
Right.
I've looked at it as like, if we have 2 years with Herbert and he's not working out, there's things that could happen at that point. Like, it's a big contract that some team has to take on. But if the system isn't working with Herbert, there is a chance. And I hate to even say that. I hate to say that, but once again, who knows? Who knows? I mean, Nick Foles kind of essentially took over the Eagles after taking over for Wentz. Didn't really work out as well at that point, but also Carson Wentz essentially didn't really work out when he got back.
What you're basically saying, though, is Harbaugh's a winner. Herbert has been a loser. And if he doesn't win under Harbaugh has every right to trade him away. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. 100%. 100%.
And here's the thing.
Agree or disagree with that in the chat.
I mean, we're talking crazy stuff right now.
It's crazy.
I know.
But
I'm wearing a Herbert jersey right now too, and it's like, hey, he's my guy.
To say this though too is that Kurt Warner did re-enter the league at 28 years old as well. So
yep.
Yeah. So, and to the difference to Luis Perez's like path and Kurt Warner's, Luis Perez has been actively playing in like these spring leagues, and Kurt Warner is playing in the arena football leagues for a while, in between there and stuff like that. But I mean, the spring leagues are a little bit closer to the NFL and that pace than the arena football is too, though. So
big time.
Hey, but basically, like, I don't know, like we're in a really weird situation with Herbert, I would say. That's
I don't think so, though. We're not
where I'm getting at.
I don't think we know exactly what
we're not in a weird situation at all. It's he hasn't been out there because he's been hurt. That's it.
Yep.
And
when
at the end of the day, that's as far as it goes. Yeah.
But when he's been out there in practice, he's looked great. And that's
I do think it's funny though when like we don't see somebody, everyone's mind starts going these weird directions. it's a little strange to me, and I'm like, guys, like, have we just lost our all sense of like brain power at this point? I just think it's ridiculous.
Well,
I think
here's what it is. Here's what it is. That this is just the Chargers fan trauma coming
100%.
out. You know?
Okay, I can see that for sure. I can see that for sure.
Because we've tried so many things and nothing has worked for us for so long. And it's just like, instantly when something goes wrong, everyone's like, I mean, people were saying after the preseason game to fire Harbaugh. Like there's articles ridiculous. Like that. That's crazy talk, ridiculous. Of course. It's preseason.
Again, guys, remember also, we haven't even really seen the offense, and we really haven't even seen the defense, guys. You're seeing it's not base, but it's very close to base, right? They're trying to find an identity for the run game. They're trying to find an identity for the defensive scheme. The reality is Herbert's really not the problem. He fits in with anybody's system, but we also need the offensive line to play well, right? So, and again, I'm sorry, Perez is not going to be the answer. No chance in God's green earth that's going to be the answer. And trading Herbert, it's not going to happen. Ain't nobody going to, no, it's not going to happen. But anyways, I just think it's funny. Anyways, that's just my take. All right, I got one more video here.
Yeah, we've been traumatized for 70 years. And that's a thing. Like, final thought on this, guys, because I know we're going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, we are going down a rabbit hole.
No, it's good. Hey, honestly, this is literally the conversation that we should have been having the entire time, because this is more. This is really controversial and stuff. Yeah.
The thing about it is
stupid. Harbaugh, also, it's like a dumb conversation. That's the point. I just think it's ridiculously stupid.
Bottom line, Harbaugh is a little bit of a got some screws loose a little bit, and will make rash decisions at some point. And will make some decisions. If something doesn't fit in his system, he wants to win. He wants to find that guy who's the winner. And if, once again, I think it's a 2-year type situation at this point. So either which way, let's move on from that conversation. Let's talk about if Ryan Tannehill, why we haven't given him a call. Garce, 70.
He wants money.
And that's the thing. Yep. And personally, I don't think Ryan Tannehill's that good of a quarterback, in my opinion. I think he's done. I think he's done as a quarterback. And I think they're better off to look at some of these younger guys and to be able to go with less money on them. So, so that's my thing. And also, I think Justin Herbert's foot's as good as it is. And I don't think it's nearly as bad as everybody is putting it as. If it was bad, we would have gone out for a veteran quarterback immediately. So
yeah, and I'll put a bow on the Herbert conversation, guys. He's not going anywhere. I don't even know why we were having that conversation. I don't subscribe to this nonsense, but he's not going anywhere. It's not going to happen. And he has more talent in his pinky than Perez has his entire body. You guys realize Perez learned how to play quarterback off YouTube. That's what happened. He was like a bowler or something like that and said, I want to learn how to play quarterback. And so that's what happened. But I'm going to show you one more throw here, and this one's to Rice. And this is the one in the end zone. And this is Perez here as well.
I got one more final thought on that whole thing.
We're just beating this subject up, dude.
No, that's right here.
Oh, you got to give him that hawk and spit on that thing.
That's it.
Larry said that as well, too.
Larry said it.
By the way, is it just me or is that hot to a chick? Hot, dude. She needs to hit me up. Hey, Kay Adams also, she interviewed the Chargers this week, too. I was going to bring up some video on her.
Dude, J.K. Dobbins is such a personality. I love it. I
was so googly-eyed looking at her interviews.
Well,
I was like,
J.K. Dobbins gave Joe Alt, he calls him Clifford the big red dog. Basically, that's that he named him. I think it was hilarious.
Yeah, Jim, you can unmute now. The ridiculousness is over. Okay. Oh, she's so hot. Want to touch the hiney. Anyways, all right. So he's just going to throw this to it's basically a fade or just a post or just a go route to Rice here. He gets double teamed. Basically throws into a double team. So that wasn't really good, but he underthrew Rice a little bit. But watch this. Again, good footwork there by Perez. Much better than Stick. But notice how much cleaner the pocket was also. And that was a PI, by the way, guys. 100% PI. Watch this again. I don't know why they're not calling these pass interference calls, but this is ridiculous. Watch this. Okay, he's fine. Pushes him. Yeah, shouldn't have been a call, but it wasn't. You know, it's been a little weird. It's been a little weird how there were very few penalties called. I was a little shocked by that.
I think Jim Allen is shocked about the last conversation we just had.
I know. He's like,
we get a little unhinged around here, guys, but you know, at the same side, Chargers fans have been through it, and we've seen some traumatic situations. Even to say, go back to even the most recent one with, like, say, Phillip Rivers getting drafted while having Drew Brees, and then all that situation. What side happened there? You know, basically is an issue of GM to head coach. I don't imagine it's that same side with this set of coaching. Crazy things happen, guys. Crazy things happen. And that's why we have that conversation. Is it happening at this point? No. But crazy things happen.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but it's still a ridiculous conversation. So
at this point, sure. At this point, 100%, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But it's just a hypothetical type situation if things go awry, you know? So
I mean, things would have to get really bad. Like he'd have to like learn how to not throw a football anymore, or lose all the talent he has in his body. Sure. No, I mean it's not going to happen. All right, guys. Well, final thoughts. Actually, and score predictions, guys. What's put the score prediction down? Rams Chargers. What do you think the score prediction is? Maybe we should end with that also. Going to be an interesting game. I don't think either team really cares to win. Don't get me wrong. I think we want to win, of course. Yeah. But I don't know. I still think we're going to run very base offense. So I don't expect us to do a whole lot of anything. You know, anything crazy. I'll say Chargers 24, Rams 14, something like that. That's what I think. What do you think, James? What do you think, Kyle?
I mean, it depends if the offense works. I mean, it's like I hope to be able to see a better situation and at least a couple touchdown throws here. I would probably say it's like and I think even last year I say the same score, 17-14 type situation. I think the Rams will actually win this one, in my opinion. So, but that's where I look at. 17
Blitz podcast today, guys. Are we Charger fans here? What's going on? What do you think, Kyle?
We're changing up.
Kyle's already saying something. He's already thinking about something negative. He's rubbing the beard, and he's already going, okay. How much?
Well, like I said, like honestly, I don't even care. I mean, I don't care about the preseason games. I feel like they. I think we do need to lose those games to find out where the holes are in our team and stuff. Like in a lot of ways, but yeah, sure, it sucks to lose a game, even though it's a game that doesn't matter, but it gives a lot more to work on if you lose it and stuff, I would say. So for me, I'm saying, I'd go 21 Rams and 17 Chargers. So, yeah.
Yeah. And to me, it's just all about, and I guess I could even just say final thoughts on this too. So, just want to see this offense do something. And I want to be able to see it from the initial guys, not the guys in later on. Like Stetson Bennett got a late touchdown to win it for the Rams last week. Yeah. And he didn't really have that good of a game going into that, but they found a way to basically get a win. And those are the things you kind of want to see from the back end of the offense. Guys making plays, showing that they could do their job when it's the game on the line kind of situation. But I want to see, let's say Easton Stick goes out and lights it up. 3 drives, 2 touchdowns. Okay, cool. That's what I want to see. And I feel like that's a win in my opinion. Like I don't care about the ending score, but I would like to be able to see the front end of the offense out there doing their job, essentially.
Grandizer, I need to do that. I need to wear a fake beard. I think I have one somewhere. I have a costume.
That'd be good. Yeah.
I think I have one. Good call, Grandizer. They're so itchy though. They're so damn itchy. You put on, you're like, ah.
That's why you gotta get a real beard, because
real,
real beard ain't itchy at all, man. Yeah,
yep, exactly.
And Jorge, guess who hunts ducks though? One of us hunts ducks. Guess who it
there
is?
you go. Yeah,
It's me.
Well,
It's me.
the hunting of ducks is actually him playing Duck Hunt on Nintendo. So
No, I shoot real ducks, son. I shoot real ducks. That's right, Daffy Duck ain't got no chance around me, son. That's it.
Yep.
No, it's actually a lot of fun. I could blow all the duck calls and everything like that. Yeah, jokes, plenty of jokes. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I have a fake beard now that I think about it. I think I might.
So
I might have to do that one of these.
Do we want to announce the winner?
Yeah, let's announce the winner.
Ooh.
Okay, so I did put in the chat there, obviously from 1 to 1,000, but then I put a hint out there. People need to be thinking actually from 300 to 800. And no one really put out new numbers for it, for the 2 tickets for today. But crazy enough, the number that I picked, if anyone knows this one, is 696.
Whoa. Yeah.
So crazy enough, literally Bolt Babes.
Oh, that's true.
In their super
Holy
chat
crap.
did 669, and so here's the proof.
Oh my
there.
gosh.
Yeah. Well, it looks backwards on my thing.
It's like, I'm over here going, like, my eyes were cross-eyed there for a second. I'm like,
Hang on, here. Where's there you go. Boom. Where is that? There,
there you go. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what I wrote down there. Yeah. So crazy. She actually, in her super chat, she did that. So in a lot of ways, she just bought the ticket. So all right, that's fine. Yeah. So all right. Well, so she's the winner. So I guess I'll have to have her email me, and then we'll send her those tickets for right away. It's crazy to me.
Put it Bolt Bros podcast.
Yeah,
so maybe
Bolt
put that
Bros podcast. Yep. So
okay. Well, we'll go with final thoughts. Oh man, we're almost an hour and a half, man. Guys, this is interesting. This is a spicy episode.
It was. Yeah, it got spicy.
Hey, like I'm against you two thinking we're going to ever trade away Herbert. It ain't never going to happen. But I will say this. I think the Chargers win today. We get our offense on track. I think and I think we're going to win today. I think 24-17 makes sense to me. Stick will have an okay game. I think Perez will come out as a number 2 starter. I think he'll look fine because he'll understand the offense. And I think the defense is going to be solid, guys. I think the defense is going to be great. If there's one thing I could say, our defense is going to be solid. I think our offense is going to lag a little bit going into the season, sadly, but I do think our defense is going to be solid. So that's my take. And Bull Babes, shoot us an email real quick.
Why is she saying that she did not win? No, you did win.
Yeah,
that was literally the closest. That was literally the closest guess to the number. Like the next closest was 619, I guess. But you
won. So shoot an email.
Yeah.
Well, put the email in the chat too, because I don't know if anybody
I just did it right now.
Okay,
excellent.
There we
go.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect.
Bolt Bros podcast. Just shoot us an email real quick, Bolt Babes. We'll get you the tickets.
Yeah.
And give them to whoever if you don't want them.
Yeah.
Okay. Final thoughts.
Grandizer.
Sponsored by Bang Bros. Oh, Grandizer.
Man.
Grandizer. Let me Google that. I'm not sure what Bang Bros. What is Bang Bros? What is that? Let me Google that real quick.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Watch out, bro.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well, I mean, I kind of already did my last thoughts. I was just saying, hey, look, I just want to see something from the front end of this offense. I want to see something actually looking like a competent offense. Like, once again, if Easton Stick goes out there and has 3 drives, scores touchdowns on 2 of those 3, I would say success. That's a win for us. So I'd like to be able to see that. I also want to be able to see some of the guys pretty much like some of the defensive guys, Junior Coulson. I'd love to be able to see him out there and see him make some plays. I would love to see Tierre Tart do his thing and show what we're going on with the interior D-line. Once again, competitors welcome, guys. And that's what the Chargers are constantly doing right now, bringing in more talent. So I'm excited about it. So, but Kyle, last thoughts.
I mean, yeah, honestly, like I think this is kind of Easton Stick's biggest chance that, you know, if he wants to prove that he should be QB2, he needs to prove it on the field today.
100%.
No doubt about it. Like, I mean, he really did not do a good game last week at all. And, you know, Luis Perez did so much more than he did. I mean, look, you can't be in the league for that long as Easton Stick has been in and be that bad. I mean, I know that he hasn't had many reps and stuff like that, you know, but he needs to regain his confidence. You know, he's got to get his groove back. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. You know what that is? You know, in dating, he needs a slump buster.
He needs a slump buster.
He needs a slump buster.
Sure. Yeah,
just someone you just you got to make it happen.
Just make it happen. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Bolt Babes, we shot it out there a couple more times.
It's on the screen too. boltbrospodcast@gmail.com.
Yep, click the link. There you go.
The link.
We posted it multiple times in the chat now. You know, so yeah. But I'm hoping to see a little bit more out of our defense. Of course, I want to see some. Obviously, we had so many missed opportunities for interceptions last week. I want to see some interceptions this week.
It's true.
And I think that'd be huge for me. Like, you know, I want to see, because we want to see our secondary doing a lot more. You know, like they had a lot of passes defended, but let's see some takeaways. You know, let's see some of those. You know, beautiful, like, you know, ending their drives a little bit. So, and biggest thing, let's hold the ball for more than 20 minutes a game.
By the way, that was horrible. And we should have talked about that.
We should have talked about that a little bit more.
They had the ball for 40 minutes. We had the ball for 20 minutes last game. That's bad.
Crazy.
That was bad. Yep. So Bolt Babes, shoot us a message. The email's there. boltbrospodcast@gmail.com. Those tickets are yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and bring as many babes as you can.
That's right.
All righty, guys. Well, we're the Bolt Bros. Good episode. Again, I think the Chargers win today, guys. I'm excited. I can't wait.
Hey, let's make it happen. I just want to see a competent offense, please.
Competent offense. I like that. Competent offense.
Yep. That's all I want to see. So you guys want to go ahead and see if we can try to sync up the Bolt Bros Let's Go this time or what?
Nope, not doing it.
Not doing it.
It ain't going to work.
We ain't going to do it.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody.
I like it.
All right, let's
all right, guys.
Outro.
We're the Bolt Bros. See you guys in the next one. Peace.
See you guys.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.
Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night.